You chose not to go through the proper protocol.
Yeah, right.
And everybody could have seen this.
Yeah.
This is not the App Store kind of stuff you want to be using.
They also have a tendency to blame the Biden administration. Yeah.
We tend to blame the Biden administration. This is them saying that the Trump administration is using something from the App Store, talking about the signal communication. Suddenly they're experts on communication. Joy Behar here, it just says something so bizarre. We're going to prove her wrong, but let's watch.
Administration. It's like, move on. That ship has sailed. I never remember in my lifetime a sitting president trashing a previous president.
Hold on. Now we're going to do this giant. She says, I never remember a sitting president trashing a previous president. This is why we're doing this video. Welcome to the Doug channel. The claim is that now the right is uniquely evil. And this is just what we do, human nature. When the other party gets in office, you start going, my party would never do that. My party would never do that. Here's Joy Behar claiming a sitting president would never criticize a previous sitting president. I don't think anyone did it more than Joe Biden.
Crashing a previous president.
Donald Trump lost 2 debates to me in 2020. And since then, he hadn't shown up for debate. Now he's acting like he wants to debate me again. Well, make my day, pal. I'll even do it twice. So let's pick the dates, Donald.
Look at his pierced brow. This is the pierced brow of just the senility. When you go back to your meaner 14-year-old self, and he's all, let's pick the dates. This is when he needed a debate with Trump, thinking that he would win. So he's throwing down, give me a debate, pal. Hey, tough guy, pal. This ended up costing him his presidency, by the way, and I love it. But he is trashing a previous president. You know, guys like George Bush, he never mentioned Clinton in a disparaging way. That was the original tradition. So now you got Trump just tearing into Biden. But remember, it was Biden for 4 years tearing into Trump first.
Pick the dates, Donald. I hear you're free on Wednesdays. You know, I was in that World War I cemetery in France. And the one that one of our colleagues, the former president, didn't want to go and be up there. When the president was asked what he thought had happened, Donald Trump said, and I quote, "There are very fine people on both sides. My God." That's what he said.
Bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up.
That Trump, when in Europe, would not go to the grave sites in France. The brave service members who gave their lives to this country. He called them suckers and losers. Who in the hell does he think he is?
That was another made-up hoax by Jeffrey Goldberg, who was in charge of the signal leak of Hegseth and J.D. Vance. But just his fake outrage. Look at him. Here he is. Sucking. Look at that. Skeletor. Stretched dentures. Get that fist clutched. How dare he, my God.
He is. Who does he think he is?
He thinks he's going to be the next president is what happened.
And the then president was asked, what do you think? He said, they're very fine people on both sides.
That's another lie. He did say fine people on both sides, but he didn't mean it about the Nazis. He meant that on both Democrats and Republicans, on both sides, there's fine people. And then and Trump said, it does not mean the white supremacist, does not. He specifically said it the next sentence, and that's the sentence that they would never quote. Trump saying, obviously not, the white supremacists are not the fine people.
Not fine people on both sides. No excuse, zero.
I know Americans want a president, not a dictator. No self-respecting American president would ever be Putin's puppy like this guy is.
Oh, he's Putin's puppy. He's a dictator. These guys would never criticize a previous president. What a joke. And so my bigger question is, what about Joy Behar? Let's get into her. I don't want to do a psych evaluation of her or anything, because I wanted this to more apply to us. Do you really only see sin when it's on the other side and not your own side? I don't want to start blaming, I'm not going to start blaming Trump now. I'm only saying for 4 years we heard this. No one called it out. Joy Behar did not call it out on Biden. In fact, it would be unthinkable for a Democrat to criticize precious Biden, who was treated like special needs Biden, just an invalid. They would never criticize him, saying, hey, go easy on Trump. Can you imagine anyone, any Democrat or anyone on the left, any media source that's supposed to be neutral, go, hey, easy on Trump. He's a previous sitting president. He demands respect for the office. Just, it wouldn't even occur to them.
That's what he is. Or Puerto Rico, where I'm in my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. But I'm serious. These are the kind of guys you like to smack in the ass.
Oh, look at that. Look at the grimace. This is scary. This will give you nightmares. Sorry, audience. Look at that. Good Lord. They were trying to run this guy again for another 4 years. Smacking ass.
I've never heard that before. Never heard, Ronald Reagan didn't do it. They're St.
But it's
Ronald.
the common enemy. It's what drives their base together is the other.
Yeah.
So they do that to create.
Yeah, everybody clap. They do it to the other. They do it to the other. The only thing I'll say is human nature will tend to do it to the other. There. Now, if I only blame Democrats and say only Democrats criticize previous sitting presidents, and I'm sitting here watching President Trump criticize the previous sitting president of Joe Biden. But I don't remember even Trump going off that bad on Barack Obama, but he certainly did on Biden. So at the very least, I'll say both sides probably do it a whole lot because we have evidence. I can just show you video after video of Trump ripping on Biden and Biden ripping on Trump. This whole our side doesn't do it and your side does do it. That's where I'm going to say flat out, that's a lie.
And I got to say, stop treating your base like they're dumb.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop.
They know better.
We'll be right back.
Okay, stop treating your base like they're dumb. Now, I just told you guys that both parties, that Trump criticized Biden now and Biden criticized Trump for 4 years of previous presidency. And Whoopi Goldberg just said, don't treat your base like they're dumb. Now, she told her audience, made it sound like Biden never criticized the previous administration. Therefore, she was treating her audience like they're dumb. And I told you about both sides because I'm treating you guys like you're smart. It's almost like you're smart. So at least I'm not treating you like you're dumb. I'm Doug.